Ayo, Travi, what's up?
It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four, invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep on showing up to witness. Fit the tricks, equips, and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's that Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's that Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an...
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is January 29th, 2025. This is Worldwide Wednesday. This is also episode 801 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you from the Proof of Life dungeon here at the Hilton Garden Inn in Hotlanta. I did the best I could. I got the flag up, but it definitely looks like you guys want to, start a Kickstarter and send money to have me rescued. This is like a K&R insurance claim situation. Anyways, over the next hour, guys, we are going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders into the ground? And we'll be joined alongside professionals and wonderful Simply Cyber community members like Kimberly Can Fix It, coming to you from the car, Augusta Delgado, DJ Bisek behind the glass, Casually Joseph and Justin Gold working that Sigma grind set, Space Tacos with the Sippy Cup. Olivia, we've got the official Team Sippy Cup now. Olivia, one of our younger members, from the Hello Kimberly contingent, Kennedy contingent. Mando Avelia, Marcus Kyler, and the Yeet crew. We're all going to be shredding the top cyber news stories of the day. If you got some great news, you passed the cert, you got a job offer, drop it in chat. We got sound effects for all of you. And it's going to be a banger. Code Brew's in the house, so we are ready to rock and roll. Guys, I am so excited. Love doing the show, whether we're on the road or we're in the main studio. It's all about good times. I want you to know we got about 8 stories lined up for you this morning. I don't research or prep for any of those stories per usual. That's the way that we roll. We roll dirty up in here, or riding dirty if you're a little bit older and you want to kick it old school. But we got a great show for you. Before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and thank you to the stream sponsors who enable me to bring this show to you every single day, starting with Flare. Now, Flare has been sponsoring all week. I use Flare. I like Flare. If you haven't used Flare, I would recommend checking it out. You can go, there's a link in the description below to try it for free. They do have to vet you, though. I'm telling you right now. And I made a video with Flare on the channel a while ago, but this tool is so good that if I was a threat actor, if I was Flaming Donkey, I would absolutely want to put on Flare and go ham, because the amount of intel that they have is insane. But the real use case value that I see is putting your own organization in and just seeing what dark web stuff is sorted out up there. A lot of times people find out about exposures and compromises because of what's going on there. Holy crap, Cyber Vega's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Cyber Vega, first day as a senior security analyst.
I came in like a
Let's go, Cyber Vega. All right, so let's hear from Flare. Link in the description. I'll be back in a minute, and we're going to keep on trucking, baby. What's up, Simply Cyber? You know what keeps CISOs up at night? The unknown. Those exposed assets and leaked creds floating around the dark web that you don't even know about? Well, that's where Flare steps in. Think of Flare as your organization's amazing threat hunting capability, continuously scanning both clear and dark web for exposed enterprise assets, leaked secrets, and even compromised credentials being sold in private channels. Their cutting-edge platform, powered by transparent, generative AI, prioritizes real threats so your team can take immediate action. Stop playing catch-up with threat actors. Get ahead with Flare's threat exposure management capability. Don't take my word for it. Visit try.flare.io/simplycyber and try it for yourself. All right, thank you very much, Flare. Hey, Code Brew, I'm only going to wink with one eye and cautiously look off camera multiple times. It's all good. Hey, Dennis Keefe passing his CYSA Plus. Let's go, Dennis Keefe. Super pumped for you. Congratulations on that. And congratulations on all of you guys. Working in cyber is a grind, okay? A lot of people think, listen, hey, I see Dragos from Romania too. Let me just tell you this really quick, and then we're going to do Worldwide Wednesday. A lot of people think the work is getting the job. Oh, man, I've been grinding. I've been working so hard to get this cyber job. Thank God I got my cyber job. It's just prepared you for the work, right? Like, the work is work. So good on you, all those who are scoring those jobs and putting them up, putting those numbers up. Those are definitely not rookie numbers. I love it. I love this community. Guys, I want you to know that every single episode of Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 801, is worth half a CPE. Is this episode 801 or 802? Judges? 802. Damn it. Ugh. Every single episode, including 801 and 802, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat. Grab a screenshot. You can see right here, the chat is above my head. Nike, Edom, Mia Dubs, Stream Logic. Guys, all you got to say is hashtag TeamSC. Grab a screenshot and file it away once a year. Count the number of screenshots. The screenshots are going to have timestamps on them, so you'll know what day it's coming from, right? So you'll be all set. You'll be all good, and you'll be cruising. Get those CPEs. I do want to say that you can get up to 120 per year if you're doing every episode, which is pretty dope. And yeah, it's all about good times. So let's do this really quickly. It is Wednesday, which means only one thing, y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me tell you about Barricade Cyber, because then we can do Worldwide Wednesday, guys. Really quickly, let me get the music going, because get everybody all frothed up in here. Blow our copyright. All right, check it out, y'all. I want to say really quickly, thank you very much to Barricade Cyber Solution, longtime supporter of the channel, and Team Sippy Cup supporter. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions, they know how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. They have accurate assessments, best in industry intel, proven results. Their recovery process is tried and true. If you have a digital fire, if threat actors are wearing your business as a pair of pants, may I recommend barricadecyber.com. At minimum, bookmark it and get some of that. All right, my friends, do me a favor. Every single day of the week has a special segment, and this is Worldwide Wednesday. Is this Casually Joseph coming in off the top rope? You didn't blink twice to say they're feeding you. Here's $10 for a couple bear claws if you escape. A couple crawlers, a couple bear claws and crawlers. Maybe get a Dunks, 2 packs of smoke a couple parliaments, and take a dump. It's all good. That Casey Affleck is so accurate. That Dunkin' Donuts thing. Thanks for the super chat, Casually Joseph. I don't have the sounder on the board, so I have to do it manually. What? Did we just become best friends? Yep. Thank you very much, and I will get some bear claws. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment, and I want you to know that Wednesdays is Worldwide Wednesday, where we, me, you, Tim McDonald, ADHD, Entertainment, Zombie Guy Justin, Chris Whitlock, we are all letting it know that the hashtag TeamSC community is international and inclusive. It's a fun little thing, and ask you where you are, and we'll see if we can go around the world with this live community right now in chat. Only 270 people in chat right now, so we might have a tough time today, but whoa. Angular got the CCNA. Very nice. Passed on Monday, found out yesterday. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, guys, let's get going. Setting the timer to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. All right, mods, let's go. Tell me where you're at. Florida. All right. FedEx is representing Florida man. AJ is representing Toronto. North America knocked out of the park immediately. Silence Poet out of North Carolina. Jason's up in Fall Riva. Columbia, Port Zero's in the upstate. Detroit, Michigan's in the house. California getting up early. What up, Maryland? Cyber Pappy. Phoenix, Stones fan. Team Solo always rocking and rolling. I love it. Carrie's in the Gulf Coast of America. Pennsylvania. Peru bringing on South America. Thank you very much, Peru. Hey, Alberta. Dirty Jersey's in the house. Chi-Town, Tim McDonald. Raleigh, Durham, Triangle. We got the Queens, New York in the house. Chi-Town. El Salvador. I'll need a check on El Salvador. My mind doesn't work right now. Philippines bringing on the Pacific Rim. Asia, thank you very much. Niagara Falls is up in here. Rhonda Rummerfield representing the Low Country while I'm out of town. Thank you. Brexy's in Taiwan. Very nice, Brexy. Let's get that Taiwan on the map. Boom. Taiwan's in the house. Hotlanta, Aaron Carson. I'm right there with you, dude. June's also in the Philippines. Kansas City. I like it. Asgard. All right, we've got Thor and the Asgardians in chat. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right, we got Tom Bishop on the boot, bringing Europe online. Where is our Africa? Cameroon. Thank you, Cameroon, bringing Africa online. Isn't Cameroon on the east coast of the west coast of Africa? Where's Cameroon? Cameroon. There it is. Love it. Does Cameroon touch the ocean? I'd be curious if they have ocean front. All right. We got Israel. Oh, wait. El Salvador is in Central America. Honestly, it might. Oh, there it is right there. El Salvador represent. I can't believe we actually. I had it on the map here. Damn it. There it is. I got El Salvador. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. All right. Looks like we're at time, so you could stop dropping your answers in. India's in here. I'm gonna do a quick little. I'm just gonna do a quick little search here. Colombia was in the house. Peru. We got Peru. Salvador. Trinidad, Tobago. I don't know where they are, which is terrible. I know. Spain was in here. Sudan. Oh my God. Where's Sudan? Is that in the Middle East? Oman. Yemen. I would have swore Sudan is by... Shoot. Guys, I'm not the smartest. Oh, Sudan's right there in Africa. Huge country. Roswell, UK, obviously up in the UK. And Liberia, which is West Coast. The California of Africa, West Coast. Not saying anything about the people, the culture, or the fires. All right, guys. Looks like let's do a quick search here. North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Pacific Rim. No Australia. No Australia.
Cool.
I guess Australia doesn't have time for that today.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Damn it. All right. Well, you know what, guys? I will continue to stay in the dungeon here until we're able to get Australia online. Too bad. All right, guys. We've had some fun. Wednesdays, we always start a few minutes late, so I appreciate you willing to do that. But now it's time to get to work. Do me a favor, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news.
Spicy!
Oh, my God. That, by the way, that's spicy.
Spicy!
That is DJ B-Sec's spicy sounder. You know my spicy sounder sounds different. I put his on the board, and I refuse to update it. Ooh, DJ B-Sec 30 months. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you so much, thank you so much, DJ B-Sec. All right, let's get to work, y'all.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. I'm Rich Straffolino. Most ransomware victims shut down operations. A new report from the Ponemon Institute found that 58% of organizations hit by ransomware last year were forced to shut down operations as part of their recovery process. That's up from 45% of victims in 2021. The report also found organizations seeing significant revenue loss due to attacks up from 22% to 40% in that same span, while those experiencing brand damage jumped from 21% to 35%. While those metrics are trending in the wrong direction, the report also found that the average time to recover from ransomware decreased 30% to 132 hours, while the average recovery cost fell 13%. 51% of respondents did pay a ransom, and for those paying victims, 32% said attackers demanded further payment.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Ben, thanks for the 16 months in Tony Roy, hashtag GRC Mafia. I see you, Tony Roy. Let's go. Okay, guys. So this story right here, I'm actually going to drop a link in chat for this one. Couple things. Look, I'm dropping this. I'm not going to reference it. It's just the URL right there. Listen, normally I would say, like when I saw this title, I was like, oh, okay. This is a report from a ransomware recovery company, right? Some security solution that offers ransomware mitigation or resiliency. No, it's not true. So the Ponymon Institute, they've been around for a while. They are funded, right? But I don't know. They've been around a long time, and they usually release decent statistical reports, which you can use to basically make slides or reporting for different audiences, whether it's your end user awareness training with like number of people who have sucky passwords or something, or it's for the board, which is really what this case is. So here's what I would recommend. And Chuck Sapp, this is a perfect one for your executive team for the newsletter. By the way, if you don't know, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, do ! Newsletter in chat. We've been sending the newsletter out every Monday for like 2 years. And we don't really pump it, but it's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. It's got 3 pieces of actionable intel, one for each audience that you typically interface with. So 58% of ransomware victims forced to shut down. So greater than half of the time, right? Like basically, if you get hit with ransomware, there's a good chance that you're going to go down. Now, what this means when you say forced to shut down operations, that is directly... that means your business resiliency, your cyber resiliency, your business impact analysis sucks. Like you are down. You are making $0.
Straight cash, homie.
People are showing up to work, getting paid for salary, and they can't work, right? So as an executive, as a board, that is the worst thing. Like, listen, in reality, most businesses in the United States, at least, and I'm sure it's the same in other countries, they're there to make money, okay? So revenue is like what they want, and expenses, overhead is what they don't want. And when you tell them, hey, if we get hit with ransomware, we are going to be fully down. Operations will be down. What that means is you will have 0 revenue, and you will have still overhead and labor, which is like a nightmare for people who are worried about
Straight cash, homie.
So this is a really excellent report to be able to basically take the data points from here and inform the board. Listen, they're all asking about ransomware still. Like normally when you do your kind of like board reporting, you're like, okay, like you got maybe 3 things. Like one would be, you know, here's like our top kind of overall risk, or here's where our overall information security program is and where we're going. And why we're going that way and how much it's going to cost, right? You only get like 5-6 minutes, right? But occasionally you walk in and you're like, oh, I've prepared this slide. I've prepared this budget request or whatever. I'm going to make this case on why we need to go in this direction. And they're like, before you start, what are we doing about ransomware? And you're like, shit, like sorry, Kennedy. Like you've just derailed my entire, what I've spent the last 3 weeks preparing for. So having an answer like this is dynamite, okay? It says 45% in 2021 victims shut down operations. So it's gone up 17%, which is significant. Significant revenue loss doubled to 40%. So, you know, this is a subjective term, by the way. Significant. Like when you say significant, what does that mean? Is significant, if you took 10% of my retirement account, that would feel significant to me. But maybe significant means 30%, 60%. I don't know, right? So it kind of gets squishy. I would seriously, this is like a pro tip, okay? Pro tip. When you're going in to talk to executives or board members, be qualified, be quantified if you can, and avoid avoid subjective statements. Don't say like significant revenue or like I don't have one that comes to mind right away, but just if you use these terms that are squishy and can have different definitions to different people, then you're not aligned on what you're talking about. This is like a perfect example of where like your communication is getting not great. Like you're not, like even what I just said was a crappy way of communicating. You want to be crystal clear on what you're saying because you want the recipient of the knowledge to be in sync with you instead of them having this idea where they're like, oh, like, well, significant revenue is not good, but material revenue, that would be a problem. So I'm just going to get into my phone right now. So yeah, exactly. Cyber cycle, be accurate. And hey guys, another thing, like if you got bad news, share it. Like there's no point in burying the bad news. So anyways, you can see there's a bunch of little stats here. 47% of, more than half of victims pay the ransom, which I find higher than I expected. We do see Eric Taylor and the Barricade Cyber Solutions helping businesses all the time getting hit with ransomware. So he might have more insights into, how accurate is this that half of the time victims pay. But the motivations is they don't want their data leaked. Well, we've seen multiple times where victims pay and then the data gets leaked anyways. They can't afford downtime. Spoiler alert. You're already down. 58% of the time you're down, according to this report. And cyber insurance will pay it. All right, so here's the deal. Ransomware continues in 2025 to be a top threat that businesses have to be worried about. Boards are asking about it still, and you really should have a plan for stopping it as best you can. B, some type of resiliency plan on how you're operating in the face of a ransomware attack, and then C, being able to make sure that your recovery phase. So from the point of you getting hit to the point you're back up is optimized. Like basically people know what they're doing. Okay. I don't think shut down operations, like go out of business, is what they mean. The pain. I think they mean that like it's like a snow day for school. Like, hey, like things are really messed up. We're just gonna take a beat here and come back on Thursday. I think that's what the story's talking about. Like it's more of a snow day than it is like a wrecking ball taking the school out. All right, let's keep going. Dude, it's warm in this hotel room.
EU sanctions GRU members for Estonia cyber attacks. The European Council announced sanctions against 3 Russian nationals for involvement in cyber attacks against Estonia in 2020. Oh. The 3 men are linked to Unit 29155, aka Cadet Blizzard, of Russia's GRU intelligence unit. Estonia identified the unit as responsible for the attacks back in September, the first time the country attributed a cyber attack to a state-backed actor. Estonia's Foreign Minister Margus Sakka said an international investigation found the 2020 attacks aimed to damage national computer systems, obtain sensitive information, and strike a blow against our sense of security. The sanctions will freeze funds, prohibit EU citizens from transferring funds to them, and ban travel in the bloc.
Okay, a couple things here. Number one, Eric Taylor did confirm, or Eric Taylor weighed in. Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber Solutions, who's actively dealing with threat actors and ransomware negotiations, stated in chat that he's actually seen greater than 51% of organizations pay the ransom. So just a little, food for thought. Saying 51% pay the ransom is a low estimate, according to that. Somebody said first time listening live. Let me, Steve says, hello, first time viewing live. Steve, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Okay, so here's the deal with this. I don't know. I feel like we're eating crazy pills in modern society today. So 3 Russian intel agents from the GRU, so like basically like saying like 3 analysts from the NSA right? Like they're attributing it to a nation-state backed agency. So 3 Russian nationals within the GRU, Russian agency, have been essentially confirmed. There's enough evidence to support with high confidence that they were in fact the operators, the guys sitting at the keyboard that attacked Estonia in 2020. And the European Union is sanctioning them. Okay, like low-key eye roll. Okay. So these 3 citizens of Russia will not be able to travel within Europe, and anyone in the European Union will not be able to do business with them. Okay. Eric Taylor with 22 months. All right. So here's the thing. I mean, not that it's not nearly as strict as North Korea, but like these Russian nationals, like I don't know, were they gonna? I guess maybe they're upset now that they can't travel to Spain or London or France, underpants. But you know, whatever. Like this isn't major. I do want to say that Estonia was like the first country to go fully online way back in the day. So I want to say 2014, they like fully went online. All agents, maybe even earlier than that. Can someone fact check me? It might have been as early as like 2007. But Estonia was like the first, like, we're all digital, baby, country. And, you know, basically Russia punched them in the mouth, causing terror, right? If you knock over government services, it's scary, right? Like, look at any like small municipality in America that gets hit. Spartanburg, South Carolina. Large ones like Minneapolis, Atlanta, they get hit and it's scary for people because you're like, oh, what's happening, right? That's all that's happened here. The fact that, here's my thing, the fact that, is NATO, hold on, is Estonia in NATO? Hold on, I got to ask this question. Is Estonia in Okay, Jesus Christ. All right. So not a political show at all, but I just want to point out Estonia is in NATO. Russia, it's confirmed now, Russia attacked Estonia, a NATO country. I'm not saying we should go to war, but like it's comical how Article 5 of like whatever United Nations thing or whatever it is, or the NATO pact or whatever. It's just funny that like if Russia like put boots on the ground in Estonia, all hell would break loose. But a cyber attack, which is confirmed now, is like a little different. You know what I mean? It's like nah. I mean, it was all zeros and ones, right? I mean, it was just packets. They were just firing packets off. Who cares? So this just, for me, this isn't something you need to do anything about. This shouldn't come as a surprise. We've all long known that first world powers, nation on nation action, will weaponize their cyber capabilities in order to assert dominance and national power over other entities, right? Like, let's not be children here. First world powers do it all the time. You can use diplomacy, information, military, or economic, the dime model, right? This is like a well-baked, this thing is baked like a cake, this methodology of asserting national dominance over another entity. And this is just an example of Russia using their tools to, punch Estonia in the face. Like, okay, let's keep going. There's nothing for us to do as practitioners.
Lynx ransomware runs a tight ship. Researchers at Group IB gained access to an affiliate panel for the Lynx ransomware organization, giving details on the level of sophistication used by the group. This panel provides a consumer-level UI offering Lynx affiliates configurable victim profiles, custom ransomware sample generation, and data leak scheduling. Add-on services to affiliates include a call center for harassing victims and cloud storage services. Lynx also provides a comprehensive archive of binaries across a range of OSs and processor architectures with options for multiple encryption modes so affiliates can balance encryption speed with depth based on their needs.
All right. I was trying to sort out. Again, this is an apolitical show. As much as I expect everybody who broadcasts on the Simply Cyber medium to maintain that, I also have to maintain that. So I do want to keep things straight. It's always tough, though, because Mod Chat likes to bust chops, so it's hard to tell when they're serious and when they're not. All right, we've got a ransomware group here, Lynx. Lynx has been around for a while. By the way, fun fact, if you're like really old, like I know I haven't been trimming my beard in a while. Look at all this. So much salt. It's much more salt than it is salt and pepper. Lynx used to be like the wicked OG, like command line interface browser. Like I'm talking, like literally the first time I ever went online outside of BBS's, like online, the internet, the first, I used Lynx. And it was like a command line. Like I remember not even understanding how the hell it worked. I was like, I don't know. How old was I? I don't know, 14. Does anybody remember Lynx? Let me know. Sophisticated affiliate program. Okay, so ransomware as a service is very much very hot right now. It's where's my hot? Do I have so hot? I don't. Ransomware is so hot. So the affiliate models are good. They have an affiliate panel, multiple sections, news, company chat, stuffers, leaks. So it seems, all right, take care, Philip Martin. Honestly, guys, as much as we're working to make the Simply Cyber Discord community a place that people want to be, you got to remember, these ransomware threat actors, at this point, they're competing with other ransomware threat actors for members to be part of their affiliate, right? So, dude, if everybody's got a ransomware affiliate model, now you got to start enticing, right? If you have the only gym in town, it doesn't matter if you wipe your machine down or not. If someone wants to work out, they got to join your gym, right? You're the only ransomware gang in town, then affiliates don't have a choice. It's like, do you want to use us or not? I don't care. Like, we're making fat stacks up in here, boy. If you want to get in, you get in. Well, when there's multiple gyms in town, well, then you're like, well, wait a minute. What, do you have the newest ellipticals? Nick Barker's online, too. He wants to know what ellipticals you got, right? Oh, you don't wipe your machines down? Nasty. I'm not using you. So this is the same thing. There's a lot of ransomware as a service with affiliate models, and they're making bank, and they need affiliates to make as much money as possible, so they make as much money as possible. So essentially, they are investing in their community and making it a thing. So, this is not a surprise. I actually find it as like a clever development in the ransomware threat actor space. Many of you know Chris Whitlock has been working tirelessly and with great success to make the Simply Cyber Discord server a really great community experience. And, I'm not saying he works for Lynx Ransomware or he's looking at Flaming Donkey APT and upgrading their situation, but they have their own kind of like dark mode Chris Whitlock over there at Lynx Ransomware, and they're setting it up. All this means to you as a practitioner is you shouldn't be surprised if you see ransomware continue to be rampant. I mean, Jesus, this Ponymon Institute article told you it's gone up 17% of ransomware victims paying. Dude, ransomware threat actors are getting paid through the nose. There's no reason for them to stop. And when they start getting more optimized, more efficient, everything better, they're going to continue to ramp up. So you absolutely, here's a TLDR, okay? You absolutely, if you're not doing this, should do a tabletop exercise around ransomware, okay? And maybe even have two different ransomware tabletops. Have one before lunch and have one after lunch, right? Have one, what I would recommend, okay, this is just based on my reality. I would have the executive one first, like do it at like 10 a.m. in the morning. Serve coffee, give like really nice pastries. Good, okay? 10 to 12 or whatever, and then like get the executives out. Then serve lunch for the IT people. They will come in droves. The IT people will show up for some free lunch, believe me. And then do them from like 1 to 3. Do them separately. That way they focus on what's important, and then you can combine both of them at the end as far as like not all of the people in the same room, but like just trust me, ransomware is definitely a scenario you should be working through from tabletop exercise perspective, and I recommend doing it that way. And I'll tell you why. Executives, they're like
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They got no time for that, okay? But executives will operate pretty good in the morning, and if you give them coffee and fancy pastries, they'll show up, okay? IT people, they roll their eyes at this. I ain't got time for that. This is bull crap, whatever. You give them a free lunch, they're locked in, okay? They're locked in. They're going to show up, and then they can't really leave because, like, if you leave, you're going to be like, where are you going? You just had a number 9 from D'Angelo's, Kevin. Like, that number 9 from D'Angelo's has strings attached to it, bro. Sit down, and let's talk about you getting punched in the mouth by Lynx ransomware, okay? So, best practice, all right? Let's go.
PowerSchool starts notifying victims. The education SaaS giant disclosed a cyber attack earlier this month, but only began alerting impacted school districts. Now, the company has begun notifying affected individuals in the US and Canada who had personal data stolen, including past and current students, parents, and guardians. We know the breach impacted 6,505 school districts, but the exact number of affected individuals and detailed breach report have not been released. PowerSchool did notify Maine's Attorney General's office that 33,488 people were affected in that state. And now a huge...
All right, hold on. Yeah, Lynx command line. Not Linux. Not Linux. Lynx. Okay, guys, just for time's sake, PowerSchool, it's in 85% of K through 12 schools in the United States. They got punched in the mouth. This is your change healthcare for 2025, okay? Except not nearly as impactful because patient safety is not a problem. You know, if you got kids, their information's out there. You got a teacher in your family, their information's out there. You volunteered as PTO, your information's probably out there. You just graduated high school like Casually Joseph did 15 minutes ago, you're probably in there. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's owned. Try not to get apathetic, please. Try not to get apathetic.
Thanks to our sponsor for today, Conveyor. Tired of herding cats to complete customer security questionnaires? Your team probably spends hours daily juggling the back and forth of completing these security requests. That's why Conveyor created Sue, the first AI agent for customer trust. Sue doesn't just handle completing security questionnaires and sending SOC 2 to prospects, she manages all the communication and follow-up too. You simply get notified when everything's done so you can do a quick review. Stop wrangling cats and see what Sue can do for you at conveyor.com. That's CONVEYOR.com.
Let's go. Whoops, hold on. Oh my God. Good stuff, man. All right. Hey, real quick, I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. All of you. I don't know why she has a lightsaber either, L. Downing. That's the question that everyone wants to know. Guys, I want to say thank you to the mod team for keeping the show on the rails. Thank you to DJ BSEC for being in behind the glass. Thank you to all of you. Human Impersonator, Carrie, Roswell UK, Silicon Shecky, Kimberly from the car. Guys, thank you all so very much. I got to tell you, whether I'm coming to you from, you know, the Buffer Lozier Flow studio or I'm coming to you from a foxhole, in, you know, I feel like this is like a makeshift forward operating base situation, right? Wherever I'm coming from, getting up in the morning and getting ready for this show, it lights my fire. It gives me the energy. It drives me. And it's literally because of you guys. If it was just me here, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I would do it, but I wouldn't go on. You know what I mean? Like, it just, you guys are awesome. Like, thank you. Thank all of you, okay? I try to say it. I try to remind you guys on the reg, but I just, you know, it never gets old. I appreciate you. I want to say thanks to the stream sponsors as well. Barricade Cyber, as we've already mentioned, the digital firefighters who will hook you up Flare, your CTI situation. Let's take a hot minute and talk about Threat Locker. Threat Locker, I'll be at Zero Trust World alongside Kimberly Can Fix It and Josh Mason in a couple days. Hold on. Can we do the record scratch like? Is Joe Hudson here? The Joe Hudson? The same Joe Hudson who just like absolutely destroyed the mic at Wild West Hackenfest Elks Club? That Joe Hudson? The same Joe Hudson who made the Simply Cyber theme song? Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Hudson. All right, I love myself some Joe Hudson. You guys, please do me a favor. Embarrass Joe Hudson by piling on top of him with some love while we hear from Threat Locker. I'm going to put the mic down and drop on Joe Hudson myself. Be back in 30. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, yes sir. Yes, I did refer to it as the Buffer Auger Flow Studio. We actually had like a naming contest, and I think that's what we did. Oh, nice. FedEx is going to be at Zero Trust World, winning. All right, guys. We did Worldwide Wednesday at the start of the show, so we've already done our fun little mid-roll. Let's keep going. All right, guys. Hey, really quick, I do want to say, if you are currently taking John Strand's SOC core skills in chat, let me know. I would love to know if you're taking SOC core skills this week. I got to tell you, John Strand's offering these pay what you can, but like basically $0 courses. They are good times. They are all excellent. Zach Hill actually told me offline the other day that basically they asked where people are coming from for the SOC core skills, and it was essentially like a Simply Cyber raid. Like you guys, like it's a private training session for Simply Cyber community members effectively. I love it. Just Simply Cyber rolls deep. It's the best. All right, guys. We're going to do the Antisyphon ad at the end of the show, but what I do want to tell you is, if you can, get ready, because we're going to do some la-la-la-las. Alpha Sierra always likes to lead us off, but if you want to join Alpha Sierra, you can totally do that. You know the words. Let's go. Thank you, FedEx. Thank you, Code Brew. Let's roll. All right, when you walk on by, we get back to the second half of the news. Let's go. Finish strong, y'all.
Edge rolls out scareware protections. Ever visit a website that immediately displays a pop-up claiming it detected a virus and then offering to download a free antivirus software? Well, then you're familiar with scareware. The latest preview of Microsoft's Edge browser introduces a new opt-in scareware blocker feature, which uses locally running computer vision to compare sites against known scareware sites for similarities. If it detects a malicious site, it automatically exits full screen mode, stops any audio playing from the page, and gives users the options to report the site to Microsoft. Windows already offers some scareware protection with its Defender Smart Screen tool, but this is only effective against already flagged sites.
Not I mean, I don't want to dunk on this. This is fine. You know, it's only known sites that are malicious. Okay, that's fine, but like, it's better than nothing. These scareware things, they suck. You and I don't fall for them typically, but I can tell you, my friend Andy, his parents, I had to, take a phone call with them as they fell for it to the tune of $5,000. That sucked. My Aunt Dorothea would have gotten popped for this, but I love my Aunt Dorothea, but she's very much not super comfortable with technology. So the threat actor on the phone got frustrated and hung up on her because he couldn't get her to do the things he needed. So anyways, I will say this, guys. If you're running Edge in your environment, I would recommend enabling this for your end users. Like, there's no reason. Frankly, I don't know why they don't just enable it by default. That's something that pisses me off a bit. Is like, why do you have to opt into this? How about you make it disable? Like, how about it's enabled by default and you require end user to disable it? It's like MFA being like optional. Like, what are we doing here? You offer a security solution to a known threat vector, but it's optional. We're not here to tell you how to run around safely in your environment. This would be, to me, this is like the equivalent of requiring, like, you have to enable not running macros by default when you open Microsoft Office documents. Like, think about how stupid that would be. No, it's ridiculous. So what we do is we make it disabled by default, and you have to click a huge yellow button that says, security risk, are you sure you want to enable this? And everybody wins until they just like basically pull out VB altogether, macros altogether. But my point is, I like how I started this story with like, good job, Edge, and then I'm finishing by telling them they suck for not enabling this by default. The other thing I would say is, if you don't like to use Microsoft Edge like me, just wait a minute. I'm sure the other major browsers, Chrome, Brave, Firefox, Opera, Netscape Navigator, what? Will enable this. It sounds like a feature that's kind of like an obvious one that's got a well-defined detection, for lack of a better term.
Malware writing with Ghost GPT. Researchers at Abnormal Security documented a new AI chatbot for cybercriminals called Ghost GPT. The chatbot first appeared for sale on a Telegram channel in mid-November, offering pricing models that start at $50 a week. Ghost GPT has grown in popularity enough that its operators have shifted from this model to direct private sales. It's marketed as being able to develop exploits, code malware, and write phishing messages. Researchers believe Ghost GPT isn't a standalone model, but instead a wrapper on a jailbroken version of ChatGPT or an open source model, as opposed to something like Worm GPT. The operators also claim not to record user activity or maintain logs for added privacy.
Lies. I mean, if they're not, okay, maybe not lie. Okay, so two things. One, this should come as no surprise. Right now, everybody and their cousin, like everybody, you got a cousin, my cousin from Boston, you got a cousin, they're running some type of SaaS solution that's got an AI backend, or it's an AI solution just straight up. It's so hot right now, right? Like, can we get the squad members, the Will Ferrell emote face thing? There it is. SaaS products with AI is so hot right now. It should come as no surprise. Think about it as pure business, right? Supply and demand. People want it. There's threat actors out there who want to cater to Jesus. I guess that's not a super derogatory term, but there's threat actors that want to cater to less talented, less technical, less sophisticated individuals who would like to get into the cyber criminal game, but do not have the capability or the chops to understand how to write malware or deploy malware or anything like that. And hey, guess what? We got an app for that. So this has been around since, like, dude, ChatGPT exploded in 2022, and like 15 minutes later, Worm GPT was out, and Evil GPT, and all these other jailbroken ones. If you go look at Perry Carpenter's work with AI and look at his book Fake, F-A-I-K, Fake, you'll see, like, dude, you can jailbreak regular ChatGPT. You don't need some splinter fork version of it, although it's out there. And then, when we get right to it from a business perspective, this is right here. This is the straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
You can use this malicious model for $50 for 1 week, $150 for a month subscription model, or you can save right now. This is a a Labor Day deal. It's a Valentine's Day special. Buy 2 months, get 1 month free, so you can do $300 for 3 months. That's all this is. Dude, this is a business, period, straight up. They're probably doing marketing campaigns on the dark web. What does this mean for us? It just means there's going to be more threat actors, right? Like, dude, it's first of all, it's a Tale of Two Cities, okay? And if you've ever read, who wrote Tale of Two Cities? Was it Charles Dickens? It's the best of times, it's the worst of times, okay? Literally the same city, best of times, worst of times. Working in cyber right now, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. There's an A-load of really rewarding work. If you're a lifelong learner, working in cyber is hot. It's so hot. It's spicy.
Spicy.
Okay? But at the same time, the threat actors are going to punch us in the mouth. So get a mouth guard and get ready to take a hit. Lynx Ransomware makes their affiliate model super appealing. Ransomware threat actors are getting paid 58% of the time. And there's like software as a service for threat actors to get better or to expand the market of who a threat actor can be. Dude, it's Wild West up in here. So as a practitioner, all I would say is do all the best practices, hygiene stuff that we've been doing, but just be aware that like the aperture for what we have to worry about and who's doing it is getting much wider. So best practices, all those things. I will say, I said this at Wild West Hackin' Fest at my keynote talk, which I'm very, very, very proud of that I got to keynote Wild West Hackin' Fest. I think AI is going to do more for security defenders like us than security offensive threat actors. And I said at the time in front of an audience of about 1,000 people that I would fight anyone that wanted to argue with me.
Spicy.
So anyways, I still feel that way, but this is a perfect case study. You have to know that this is happening. Like, there's no question. Like, some threat actor's not going to be like, oh, AI, that would be immoral to use for threat actor operations. They don't give a crap, dude.
Ransomware locked out org for 6 weeks. In an updated filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, officials with the energy industry contractor N Global Corporation revealed a recent ransomware attack locked them out of financial and operating reporting systems for approximately 6 weeks. The attack on the contractor initially began on November 25, 2024, with threat actors accessing systems containing sensitive personal information. Despite being locked out of critical operations systems for over a month, the filing said it did not believe the attack would have a material impact on its financials.
All right, hold on one second. Hey, really quickly. Okay, hold on. I'm dealing with like some DM stuff too. Ransomware attack kept major energy industry contractor out for 6 weeks. Okay, yeah, dude. You know what this is? This title should read, "Major energy industry contractor did not practice cyber resiliency." Dude, when you're down for 6 weeks, that's really sucks. Like, I got to tell you, I'm not happy about it, and I'm not dunking on this company for not having great cyber resiliency. But this is why I tell people every day. Like, I know it sounds repetitive and like, oh my God, Jerry, shut your mouth. Like, I get it. Guys, we have to be consistent. We have to do the basic cyber hygiene stuff for ransomware protection and like basically response recovery, like the resiliency piece of ransomware protection. I get it. Here's the deal. Cybersecurity controls cost money. They're an expense to a business. You don't make more money. I know we like to play this game in our industry that like we're a business enabler and we can help drive revenue. And everybody uses the example like, oh, if you wanted to enter into the European market, we would help you with GDPR. Or, ooh, like you want to do business with a third party and they have strict controls like MFA or federated authentication. Cybersecurity is here to help you. Like, yeah, those use cases exist. But like, let's be honest. Cyber is a cost center, and it's hard to get businesses to buy in on it sometimes, especially, this is a fact, if the business has leadership that's been in place in that business for like 20 years, right? And don't dox yourself here in chat, but if you've worked somewhere that you've seen, so if you want to hit preach in chat, and we'll say that it's somewhere else you used to work, but here's the deal. People that have worked at the same business in a leadership role for like 15, 20 years, they have this mindset that it's like 1990 and they're just riding dirty, making money, and like cybersecurity, they've gotten along fine this far. They don't need to worry about it. And it gets really hard to convince those people that they need to invest. Now, why would you want to invest? Well, here's the thing. When you invest, you're actually taken away from profits, right? So if you made $1 million last year in profit and you take $500,000 to invest in cybersecurity, you made $500,000 in profits and you lost 50% of your profits. Okay, simple, easy numbers, right? So this right here looks to me to be an example of a company that did not invest properly in basic cyber hygiene and ended up getting punched in the mouth. They do have to update the SEC, of course. They are back up and running, fully restored. Let's see. Sure, personal information got, so me and you were screwed. The business is back up and making money. That's good. Okay. Okay, the company said it won't have a material impact. A material impact, remember I mentioned earlier about saying significant and being accurate and stuff like that. Material does have a very specific meaning when it comes to publicly traded companies and SEC filings. Okay, so material is what you have to disclose when there's a material finding. I don't know the exact definition, but it is a keyword, if you will, so it's not just subjective. So they reported $6 million in revenue last quarter. Okay. I am kind of, what's the name of this company? N Global Corporation? Hold on, I'm just kind of curious. Again, I don't prep a research for this, so I can either demonstrate my ignorance or reaffirm my hot take.
Spicy!
Hold on, let's check out who these people are. Leadership at ENG Global. Let's take a sniff, huh? All right, this guy, William Koski. I see you, William. Okay, listen to this. Okay, listen, I didn't prep a research, okay? This is just my life. This dude right here founded this company in 1985. This dude right here founded this company, and I assure you he's been the CEO since then, 40 years ago. This is probably the most important thing you can get out of this episode today, episode 802 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. This is what I'm talking about. It's not a freaking coincidence. I didn't set this up. This is reality. When you have people in leadership roles at the same company that have been there a wicked long time, they have a pre-2000 mindset about cybersecurity. By the way, low-key, I'm super pumped that worked out for me. I had high confidence, but, I could have been wrong. All right, let's keep going.
The firm with the breach at its side. The multinational engineering firm Smiths Group disclosed a cybersecurity incident in a filing with the London Stock Exchange. The attack involved unauthorized access, but Smiths did not disclose if any customer or business data was stolen. It's unclear if this resulted in any disruption to operations, but the company said it isolated impacted systems and is working with experts on recovery efforts. There's no word on any group behind the attacks yet.
All right, well, there you go. If you're a manufacturing company in Great Britain or you're a energy company in Tulsa, Oklahoma, threat actors don't care. They're scaling up. They are getting all up in your pants, right? They are, dude, it's Anton Dobson all over again. Threat actors are up in your house. Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husband, because threat actors are coming up in here, basically. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Guys, like, please, for the life of God, just, like, tabletop exercises of ransomware. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenny Housley has left the building. Big fan, huge fan of some Jenny Housley. Thank you, Jenny, for all you do, as always. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. Roswell, UK, we'll leave this one to you. It doesn't say necessarily. No threat actors taking credit for this. This could be a nation state threat actor, but chances are, if I had $5, I was gonna, put on, a dog race or something. I would bet on the dog named Ransomware Threat Actor. I wouldn't bet on the long shot nation state threat actor. Santa's Little Helper, nation state threat actor. I would bet on Ransomware Threat Actor. I do go to dog racing only because I grew up right around the corner from a dog track, and my dad, like, I don't know. I guess that was father-son time. Go to the dog track. You sit here. Daddy's gonna go make some money. All right, let's keep going here. Little tidbits Tuesday for you.
Remember to register for this week's Super.
Nope. All right, y'all. We are straight crushing it like a bunch of bosses. Which one? Which one, BSEC? The engineering giant one? Guys, oh. What do you mean the financial? Hold on one second. DJ BSEC is trying to speak to me. What are you saying? I don't get it. Which story? Are you linking to a story? This one? Okay. Really quick, a little bonus material. DJ BSEC wants to point out, this is a good one to bring up to management as a tabletop exercise. We mentioned earlier using this story and the Pwnymon Institute's report in order to kind of brief the board and do like that informed meeting where you're leading the talk, basically. This one right here, the financial systems of the company got locked out, okay? So use that as a tabletop exercise. Hey, guess what? Our business apps, they still work. Like our ability to have a website still works. Our email still works. Our firewalls still work. We're able to communicate, but we can't get into the financial systems. That means we can't cut invoices. We can't cut payroll. We can't do cash flow and financial forecasting, which CFOs love themselves some financial forecasting. We have no idea what our cash flow situation is. That's the tabletop exercise incident. What do we do? So when you start talking about
Straight cash, homie.
business leaders, listen up, especially the CFO. And I'll just tell you as bonus content, the CFO is absolutely somebody you should make friends with. They might just seem like a Excel-looking, bean-counting kind of goober or whatever. The CFO has as much power, if not more power, than the CEO. The CFO controls the money. And if you've ever watched any like Game of Thrones thing or having the money gives you a lot of power, a lot of leverage. So, definitely engage the CFO if you can. And now, if you're at a multi-global corporation with 500,000 employees or something, you're not going to get time with the CFO unless you're the CISO. And even then, meh. But yeah, this is a great tabletop exercise. Thank you, DJ BSEC. All right, guys. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. We've had a banger. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be joined by me for jaw jacking. Wait, hold on. Live from the dungeon here. I want to remind everybody at noon on Friday, noon Eastern time on Friday, if you're a participating member of the Simply Cyber community, #TeamSC, if you're just new, if you just want to check it out, if you want to be a lurker, everyone and anyone is invited this Friday at noon Eastern time. We're going to go live, and we will be doing the quarterly all hands Simply Cyber Town Hall, State of Simply Cyber. The real quick TLDR here is I see all of you as my boss, and I want to be as transparent and accountable to you as possible. I also want you to know where we're going, what we're doing, what you can expect. If you want to get involved, a lot of people reach out to me and want to participate and help And you don't know about it unless we do these quarterly meetings. So it's going to be a great one. I'm super excited. We've got some surprises for you. Even Real Bilbo actually just messaged me on DMs. I think we're actually going to have some giveaways. So stay tuned. Noon at on Friday, January 31st. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you all very much. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a second with Jawjack and answering all your AMA questions. See ya.
Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Yo, what's up? It's Jerry. I don't have the glasses, but I'm coming to you live from Hotlanta. If you're wondering why it looks like I'm in a murder room, so as always, I just want everyone to know, if you're a first timer here or you're relatively new to the community, I do the show every single day. So if I'm on travel like I am right now, no excuse. We come to you live from the hotel room. If I'm on the West Coast and it's 5 a.m., guess what? You can watch the sunrise with me. It's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. So we're out here doing it every single day. Right now, we got the 30-minute AMA, and what I want to do over the next 30 minutes is answer as many questions that you have and do it in a fun, meaningful way. Yes, Jerry Guy's got his contact lenses on. Thank you. I do want to say shout out to DJ BSEC and the mod team who are straight fire up in mod chat, keeping me on the rails and just definitely making this experience great. Reminder, tomorrow, Jawjacking will be run by DJ BSEC. He goes from behind the glass to in front of the glass, and he's always doing a great job with that, so we appreciate that. Omar Alvarez coming to you live from Houston, H-Town, Ghetto Boys. So what kind of questions everybody got? Any questions, any concerns, any comments? Roswell UK says there's an Excel World Championship. I did not know that. That's hilarious. I do love that. I will tell you, little tidbits Tuesday, since the questions are queuing up. I got to participate in the Nintendo World Championships in 1988. That was pretty fun. Out in Worcester, Mass. I will tell you, that was one cool thing. I mean, my dad was a fine person, whatever, but one cool thing my dad did do for me was he drove me all the way out to Worcester to participate in the Nintendo World Championships. It was dope. Latest? Yeah, cash. What else we got here? Hey, Jerry, not entirely cyber related, but what are your thoughts on DeepSeek and how it's going to change the dynamics of AI and cybersecurity? Thanks, William Ayers. I don't know. I don't think it's going to change AI that much. I mean, it's another model. It's another, they say they did it for like $6 million, but like, I don't know. Did you see the books on that? Like, I could say I did it for 50 cents. Like, plus, there's something called second market mover advantage. Okay, so whether you're developing AI, big brains, or you're developing a cell phone, first market mover advantage is a concept that, like, if you're first to the market, then you can almost like get branded, like, oh, did you get the new iPhone? Or I got an iPhone, and that would just be like a touchscreen phone. So you get it. There's a benefit to being a first mover advantage, right? Even ChatGPT, people are like ChatGPT was kind of like first to market with AI the way it is with the user interface, and then everybody just says like, oh, I use ChatGPT, even if you're using like Gemini and stuff like that. We're breaking free of that a little bit. There's another thing called second mover market advantage, which basically means that you're able to leverage the lessons learned and the mistakes made by the first market mover in order to move quicker, do it cheaper. DeepSeek's doing that. I don't think DeepSeek is like revolutionizing and innovating the way the world works. I will tell you, I appreciate that NVIDIA, like, some people are like, oh my god, like the economy's falling to crap. NVIDIA tanked like 12% yesterday. dude, like it's an open market. Like what? Like make better chips, someone else. Like I don't know. So I don't think it's as groundbreaking as everyone is like losing their cookies about. We got a super chat coming into chat from looks like George Strasburger out in Boston. $5 for the pups. No more pup racing in Mass anymore, but also grew up at Wonderland. Yeah, my man. Thanks for the super chat, George Strasburger. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Strasburger, it was the Raynham Taunton dog track for me. But yeah, dog racing. What do they call those dogs? What were the dog? Oh my God, greyhounds. Yeah, greyhounds. Anyways, thanks for the super chat, George. I haven't thought about dog racing in a while. Never was a fan. I'm not a fan of gambling in general, anyways. But like dog racing, it always seemed kind of like, I don't know. All right, what else we got here? Nintendo World Championships was one of the best times of my life. Kenneth Lowy knows. Dude, can I just tell you, since like the questions aren't piling in yet. Hold on, let me check pinned chats. Oh, I do have pinned chats. Damn, that's too bad. I wanted to talk about Nintendo World Championships, but if we clear the queue, I'll do it. All right, I'm interviewing for a GRC job. Oh, a GRC director role. Look at you go. Elliot Matisse, you boss. What are good questions I can ask the CISO that will help me stand out? Elliot Matisse, I'm going to give you a question that will absolutely melt the CISO's face. So use caution when you ask this one, okay? Elliot, when they're like, oh, what questions do you have? Be like, what are leadership's expectations for this information security program over the next 18 months? Ask that question. Watch the CISO. Like, if they have socks on, you better bring an extra pair because they're going to get knocked off, okay? What you're asking them is, what is their leadership's expectations for the information security program over the next 18 months? Now we're talking long-term strategy. You're going to get insights into whether or not leadership actually takes InfoSec seriously. Are they funding it? You're going to reveal if the CISO knows what the heck he or she is talking about as far as like strategy and information security program development. You're also going to figure out what the key risks are that they're thinking about. That is a question that is an absolute home run, slam dunk answer. Drop that one off. And if you get a chance, come back and report and let us know how that question went. Thank you for that. I've been sitting on that one for a minute, waiting for someone to ask that one. What game did you play on Nintendo, William Ayers? Oh man, dude, as much as like iPad kids are a thing nowadays, I was a Nintendo kid. I always have fond memories of Kid Icarus. Obviously I played Super Mario Brothers like a million times, but Kid Icarus always had a soft spot in my heart. Never really got into The Legend of Zelda. I tried to make it happen, like fetch happen in Mean Girls, but like Legend of Zelda never really clicked for me. I was a big fan of Metroid also. A couple deep cuts. I don't know if you guys ever played Legend of Cage. That's a super deep cut. And Rygar was a deep cut too. Rygar was tough though because you had to play it in one sitting. You couldn't. It was like a freaking 8-hour game and you couldn't save. That was brutal. All right. Crinkles says, are we going to bring back the Simply Cyber Community Challenge? I have 2 mentees that I think would benefit from it greatly, especially since one is interested in GRC. Crinkles, we'll have to think about it. So for those who don't know, we used to do every single day a Simply Cyber Community Challenge, and we'd ask people to volunteer and share their story and build their network, and it was great. But then, the last, 30 days we did it, it was, very much, it was, a lot of friction. People weren't volunteering, people didn't understand, people weren't posting when they did take the baton. It became very convoluted, and we ended up putting it away, and actually... we started launching the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week recognition. So, Scott B., as of right now, we do not have plans to bring it back. That doesn't mean we can't bring back or introduce something new. What I will tell you, Scott, is please continue to bring the idea up. Chris Whitlock has been working tirelessly on revamping the way the community engagement elements happen, and January 31st is the end of phase 1, and Chris is actually going to be speaking at the State of Simply Cyber on Friday, talking about his efforts with the community and some of the ideas he has to promote community engagement. So, Scott, that would be a wonderful time to revisit this, and we can have an open forum discussion around it. I love the idea, honestly. I think networking is so important and so valuable. So I want people to have avenues to explore to be able to do these things. So yes, Scott, there will be something that we can do. Zach Morrison, I can't read that and not think Zach Morris, by the way. I feel like my resume is what is keeping me from getting interviews. I've been trying to get into IC support for a year. I don't have any IT work experience, so don't know how I can make my experience better. Okay, so really quickly, couple things, Zach Morrison. Number one, if you're not getting interviews, then yes, your resume is the problem. If you're getting interviews and not killing them, it's your interviewing skills that's the problem. So that's kind of like the rule of thumb as far as trying to figure out where your issues are. So since you said you think it's your resume, I'll assume you're not getting interviews. What I would do is the following. Two things. This is a two-pronged attack for Zach Morrison and anyone else out there who's identifying with this problem that Zach is having. First of all, number one, I would take Kevin Apollinario, KevTech IT, okay? He has and mods, can you pull this up, please? Kev has helped many people get an IT support role job. And he actually has a course, which I think he charges $10 for, which is an incredible deal, okay? Like, Kevin doesn't even want to make money off of it. Like, he charges $10 for it, and it basically teaches you how to be an IT support engineer, like a legit one. It has you stand up AD. It has you put some, computers in AD, some resources, some users, and then he goes through scenarios like, user. Hold on, what is this? Why are we listening to this? I'm telling you right now, somewhere my son has just activated his phone and he has put on Spotify, and he just he's actually on a tech punishment ban right now. So he just doxed himself as far as using his cell phone when he's not supposed to. Oh my God. Do we have You're So Dumb?
Regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night.
Oh, no.
Trying to consume some.
Oh my God. Yes, sir. Hold on. Chief Wiggum's in the hizzy. Listen, my son Grayson, if you don't know, he's 12. He's got a cell phone. He got in trouble, so he's got he can have his phone on him to call me and mom, but he can't use it. And Spotify, we have one account, like a family account, but I'm using it right now, and NF just popped on, and he's big into that. And I'm telling you right now, the kid just doxed himself. I'm going to timestamp this and show it to him and be like, huh, what were you doing at 9:16? Did you get a little break at school? Huh? Was it recess or study hall? Were you listening to some NF? Boom, roasted. All right. Anyways, thank you for allowing me to slide into that. So anyways, Zach, Kevin Apollinario's tech support, here we go. Thank you very much. Chat. You're going to love this, okay? I know I'm going a little bit long on this, but I do think it's important. And Justin, can you get me my video about ChatGPT for your resume? So check this out right here. I'm going to drop a link to this, Zach Morrison. You said you have no IT work experience. This is going to give you IT work experience, Zach. This is Kevin. He's done IT support for years. He's really good at it. He cares a lot. And this course right here, let me see. See, how much does it cost? I think he says $10. $10. Okay. And yeah, this is it right here. He's also on social media. You can ping him. The second thing I would say is I have a video on how to use ChatGPT to update your resume. So basically, Zach, or anyone listening, you can literally, thank you. You can literally take your resume, right? And then you can take the job posting that you're applying to, and you can put them both into AI or ChatGPT.
Have you ever felt overwhelmed?
Look at this werewolf. Jesus, Jerry, you got a haircut in this photo. So I'm going to drop a link to this too. You can literally take the job posting in your current resume and ask AI to like optimize it for the job posting, and it will. So, oh my God. So, oh my God. I hate when things don't work perfectly. All right. So here's Zach. Here's that post. Okay. Hopefully that works for everybody. Chat, please keep an eye out. Make sure I'm answering people's questions, please. I want to make sure I'm helping people. Thanks for the question. Trap Creates says, is it okay to mention a security incident a company experienced during the interview? No. Well, yes and no. Okay. So if it's a company that you worked at and it's a security incident that wasn't public, I would not do that. Because, I mean, first of all, think about this. Like, that company's like, wait a minute, if we have an incident, you're going to tell other people about it? So, like, that's a problem. Like, you don't have to explicitly say. You can say, oh, like, you know, I'm aware of a similar incident at a financial services company, or I'm aware of a similar incident at a manufacturing company. Like, it's almost implied that it's where you worked, but you are making an effort to keep it agnostic and vague and not name names, right? So you're showing discretion, which I think is a cool move, and it shows that you're a little bit heady about the sensitivity of the information, which shows that you can be trusted, which is something you want in a cybersecurity professional at your organization. So that's how I would handle that one. Trap. Taekwon Gong, my man. If Doge is doing government efficiency and Gen Left, do you think that will open up us to an attack? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, Taekwon Gong, could we be less? Could we be more exposed? I mean, our telecoms were taken over. Our critical infrastructure was hit. Like, I don't think it makes us more open to attack. I just think, I mean, CISA wasn't running like a SIM for the United States. They were just providing best practices, guidance, and threat intelligence. I think the attacks will continue to, come on down the pipe. Again, I'll be interested to see what happens with the appointments of the roles that are, basically recently people who are in roles of cybersecurity review board and a couple other oversight and inspector general roles. Those positions have been vacated, and now I'm curious to watch to see if those positions get backfilled. If they do get backfilled, what's the pedigree of the individuals taking on those roles? Also, with CISA being an agency within the Department of Homeland Security, remember, CISA is basically like 1/8 of the Department of Homeland Security, but Department of Homeland Security has emphasized a focus on border patrol, which I would assume means resources will be allocated more to those missions than necessarily cyber. So we will have to see how these things play out as of right now. DP, my friend DP and KP. Oh, wait, I want some music. When performing initial assessments using a framework, determine current security posture. What's the appropriate way to ask questions? Open-ended or closed-ended? Oh boy, dude, DP all day, open-ended questions if you can. Okay, I mean, if it's something like, here's my thing. Like, you might be like, okay, multi-factor authentication. Like, let's say that's the control you're looking for. You could say, do you have multi-factor authentication in place? And they say yes, right? But do they? Wait a minute. Like, where? Is it like on the domain admin in Active Directory? Is it only in workforce accounts logging into M365? Is it on Citrix Firewall or the VPN? Like, where is it? So even something as simple as MFA gets really muddled quickly. I love open-ended questions. Remember, in most instances, as an assessor or an auditor or a new hire to the organization, you don't know where the bodies are buried. You don't know all the nuances of everything that they're doing. So by asking open-ended questions, you're going to get way more insights. You're going to get a lot more threads you can pull on. Make sure, by the way, just as a quick side note and a pro tip, and this is a shout out to the GRC Mafia, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, I don't typically sound this arrogant, but like you're well you a lot of headache, okay? Make sure that you go into a meeting and you establish right away that you're not there to like figure out if that person's doing their job correctly. A lot of people get wicked defensive when you're asking them questions about how they do their job, because they're like, oh man, like, oh, like, you know, like you're like, I'm not here to like to catch you, okay? Like, just to be crystal clear, I'm not here to catch you. I'm just here to understand what the processes look like today, because we're trying to figure out if we're at risk of a cyber attack. And when you put it in a position of we're all on the same team trying to protect the organization, the person's going to be much more amicable to tell you what's going on and to help you, because they also want to protect the organization. But if you're like, it says here that you're supposed to verify identities before sending passwords out. Do you do that? Like, are they really? No, I don't. I don't do my job at all. I usually bang in around 10 a.m. I use the side door so Lumberg doesn't see me. I do about an hour of work. I take an early lunch. I go play basketball. I get back around 2:30, grab a coffee, and book out around 3. Like, no one's going to say that. What you have to do, like, you have to establish that you're on the same team. Okay, and then ask open-ended questions, because the people who are doing the job day in and day out, they're the ones who are going to know the nuances. They're the ones who are going to know, like, we use multi-factor authentication. Like when users log into their email and stuff. We don't use it on VPN, which I've always found weird. And like, you're like, oh, that's a and by the way, don't also say like, oh, that's a finding. Like, just make sure you're taking good notes. Take good notes. Like, welcome to GRC. You use a pen. Welcome to GRC. You use a spreadsheet. You use Notepad. Okay. Thanks, DP, for the question. I do love myself some GRC questions. All right, what else we got? Triple D, I gotta tell you, Triple D, Divine Dream Divine, she's in chat. I always really enjoy Triple D when she is like saying hello to, like, it'll be like, oh, you know, I don't know, like, I used to play Kid Icarus, and she'd be like, hello, Kid Icarus, or like, hello, NSA, or hello, North Korea. I love it. It's just so funny. Cyber Cycle, yeah, building rapport and showing genuine interest with open-ended questions, 100%. All right. Got a question? What? I guess we don't have a question. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left. Dude, this has been a banger of a jaw-jacking, even though I'm coming to you from the Proof of Life dungeon, live in Hotlanta, Hilton Garden Inn, holding me hostage. Send relief. Like, it's like this is, I'm like, I've been told that I am being fed and I am okay. Like shying away. Good morning, Christina Paulika. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Christina Paulika's in chat. Christina Paulika is the librarian. A big fan of Christina. Always coming to the Simply Cyber meetups. Hey, I got to tell you guys, if you're going to be in Denver at Wild West Mile High Hackin' Fest, Mile High, B-Dubs is going to be there with a with the Simply Cyber flag. We mailed that out yesterday. James McQuiggan will also be there. Josh Mason will be there. There'll be a lot of Simply Cyber people. Hashtag Team SC rolling around up in there. So if you get a chance, I'm not trying to push down that a meetup will happen, but there could be one organically if the people who are going are interested in that. So... All right, Silence Poet is sitting for the CISP in February. Crush it. All right. Can you hold up a copy of today's newspaper, Code Brew? That's so funny. Let's see what my membership milestone is. Let me see here. Oh, I think I got Eric Taylor beat. Which is still funny because, like, Kimberly and BSEC and Base Case all got me beat too. 24 months, Jerry, Simply Cyber Squad member. There it goes. Quick interview tips for an IT support specialist. for someone trying to get into the industry. I'll also be at Wild West Hack and Fest. Very cool. Brian Woodward, quick interview tips for an IT support specialist or someone trying to get into the industry. I don't fully understand the question. Like, you are an IT support specialist and you're looking to get into cyber? We'll make this the final one because it is 9:30 and I got a boogie here. Yeah, I mean, I guess as far as interview tips go for cyber, I mean, obviously soft skills are important. If you've been working IT support, trust me, you've been, asked by executives to do out of band solutions, right? Like, oh, hey, like, I know that we have a process for like resetting passwords, but like, I'm not going to follow that. Or like, I know we have a policy that says we use Windows here, but I'm a Mac user because I'm special snowflake. Relay those things. The challenges of end users who don't know what they're talking about when you're trying to work through something, multi-factor authentication rollout. Like, I would just say, like, yes, there's a lot of like tech stuff, but you're quote unquote touching a lot of humans and a lot of business processes. So I would lean into that. I would also emphasize and show like thirst for cyber. I mean, chances are it's probably true, so don't be shy. Show a little bit of personality. Obviously, if you have done any kind of like lab experience, I would definitely mention that. And then finally, as far as staying current, right? Like, so I always tell people, and this is for everybody in chat still, I think we got 300 people still here. Listen, when I say like, oh, you're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This is the answer, the daily cyber threat brief. I'm not just saying that to like blow smoke up your rear end. Like, dude, it's not just about being here and like hearing the words. It's about listening and understanding like, oh, this is happening. Oh, this like 58% of people are paying ransoms. Oh, this energy manufacturing company was down for 6 weeks and like they weren't making money and the revenue impact and stuff like that. It's like listening to those things, or, this executive orders around disbanding certain things in cyber. Like, it's those things that when you go to the interview, they're going to say, how do you stay current? You're like, oh, I'm part of Simply Cyber's daily cyber threat brief. I get daily feeds. That's fine, but you need to integrate into your responses things that are current, right? So if they're like, oh, like, what's this? I don't know. This is like a fictitious question for a GRC person, but like, oh, like, when you, what do you think about third-party risk? Or like, if you were going to do a questionnaire, we're evaluating 3 different vendors for whatever product, and you're going to do a questionnaire, what kind of questions would you ask them, right? It's fine to be agnostic and be like, oh, I'd ask them if they do multi-factor authentication. I'd ask them, what are their data governance processes? I'd ask them, do they notify us if they suffer a cyber incident? But then you could also play into something like, oh, we just saw, I just saw recently that, Barclays, the wicked huge bank, suffered a data breach that was because of a third party who was doing marketing for them. So now Barclays has the reputational damage because of this third party's negligence. So, I do want to kind of do an analysis to give consideration to what's the reputational harm to our business, right? Say you're interviewing at a manufacturing company. You're like, I'd probably do an analysis to say, wait a minute, like, who is our clientele? Are we business to business or are we business to consumer? Well, we're mostly business to business. So then the reputational harm of having a third-party data breach happen of our employees' personal information, which we don't want to happen, but we will accept residual risk, is less of an impact than if we were like a retail company. So, those type of things, like, immediately, like, you've brought in like a current story, which the person across from the table probably is familiar with, or the Snowflake data breach, which was huge, right? Like, you're bringing in these like relevant, timely stories, which shows them that you stay current. Telling them that you listen to the daily cyber threat brief is fine. Showing and demonstrating that you're like learning and listening and hearing what the daily cyber threat brief is doing is important, which is why I always get a little frustrated when the story isn't cyber related, because we don't have a lot of time here. We're not here to waste time. We're here to have a good time and to also get current on the top cyber news stories of the day. So for those reasons, that's what's up. So if you can do that, Brian Woodward, that's what I would do. I know you said quick tip, but I took as long as I thought it needed it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Jawjacking today. I want to say shout out and love to the mods. Thank you, mods, for quick with the suggestions, the hot tips, coming into the private chat and calling me a special snowflake. I don't have the Nelson haha up in here, but I'll give Eric Taylor the Ric Flair woo. DJ BSEC behind the glass, mods, all of you in chat. I don't know why my audio is all jacked up. Be well. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Remember. So just quick programming note: 8 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Then we will do Jawjacking right after that with DJ BSEC. And Thursday, there's no Simply Cyber Firesides Thursday evening. Thursday evening, we do have Study GRC, or Chris Whitlock and the Study GRC crew will be doing Study GRC, sister community or brother community, depending on whatever you want to say, of Simply Cyber. And then Friday is Daily Cyber Threat Brief, Jawjacking, and then more importantly, the quarterly, once a quarter, State of Simply Cyber. A lot to share at that meeting. It's going to be a banger. I hope you can make it, especially if you're a regular hashtag Team SC member. I'm Jerry. On behalf of all of the Simply Cyber community, to all of you, the Simply Cyber community, thanks so much. Have a great Wednesday, and we will see you tomorrow.